Now, many of you will be aware that today is the 4th of May, also known as May the 4th, or Star Wars Day. We couldn't let this go unchecked, so today we'll be looking at how Facet5's audition product can enhance your recruitment and onboarding processes, but to demonstrate the effectiveness of audition, we're applying this to the Star Wars universe and answering this simple question. If we were looking to recruit a co-pilot for the Millennium Falcon, what would we be looking for? Before we begin, here's a summary of what Audition will help you to achieve. Audition will help define what success looks like in a role, team and organisation prior to recruitment, reducing time and cost to successfully fill roles. It will inform talent identification and succession planning processes by identifying key characteristics that will be shown over time, underpinning observed behaviours. It will ensure consistent recruitment and selection processes by easily integrating into current processes and supporting managers with tailored interview guides, meaningful comparisons of candidates, and assistance with reference checking. It will increase retention by matching personality preferences with the role requirements. And it will support the successful candidate and line manager in the first, often challenging 3 months in the role. Okay, so the question again is, if we were looking to recruit a co-pilot for the Millennium Falcon, what would we be looking for? Step 1 of the audition process involves defining what qualities the role requires and setting up a role template. We can do this in several ways, by assembling a panel of experts who know the role, looking at star performance data, or by examining the profiles of those currently in the role. You can also create a quick profile in the system, but it is always best to involve more than just yourself for obvious reasons. Without speaking ill of Chewbacca, let's examine what his Facet5 profile might look like were we to replace him. We have chosen a mid-high score on will, as it will be important that a co-pilot is assertive and able to make decisions independently when required. A mid-range energy to ensure that our co-pilot doesn't act too much without thinking things through first, and a lower mid-range affection. Although empathy and support is required for the captain, decision-making needs to be astute and solution-focused, and high control to make sure that processes and procedures are followed consistently. Plus there's a natural complement to Han Solo, who we might consider low control, and a mid-high emotionality, as our co-pilot needs to be aware of danger and be responsive to what is going on around them. The audition process allows you to set the parameters required for a role as both overall factor scores, but you can also set the sub-factor parameters. This allows us to give certain qualities more emphasis. For instance, in the case of emotionality, you may want a co-pilot to demonstrate caution, but without the uncertainty which often accompanies this. We might therefore want to distinguish between the level of tension versus apprehension required in the profile, as these are two sub-factors which make up emotionality. Overall, you can see here how we can use the audition role template creation process to examine what is truly important for a role when we're hiring. The next stage of the process will allow us to compare potential new hires to this role and see how their profiles measure up to it by looking at their closeness of fit. We can then use automatically generated questions in the audition interview guide to explore those gaps. This allows us to be clearer about participants' strengths and development areas to assist our decision when we are hiring, but it also sets them on a good path if they are successful and start work, enabling a solid 90-day induction program to be put in place. So, you can now see how Facet5's audition really supports the hiring and induction process. For more information, please contact one of the T3 team, and may the 4th be with you.